I think I need to do a rouse check, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah, currently everyone's not been doing so well on those.
Well, the doctor did good.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Willis?
I don't know. I think Alfric 9440 did pretty well.
That's me.
Whoa, take that.
Alfred
Um, I'm sorry. Did I just roll a perfect?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I recover only one of the wounds that I suffered, correct?
Aggravated, yes.
Yeah, that's
All
what I
your
thought.
superficial is healed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't have any superficial.
Yeah,
It was just the
yeah.
aggravated. You know me. If I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to hurt myself good.
Yeah, there you go.
God damn it.
All right,
So,
well,
so
everyone
it's
else.
a very deep bruise now on my hand where I cut
Yeah.
myself or burned myself rather.
Yeah. Well, the rest of you are going to be waking up. You guys have a little bit of time to get ready, go to class, make sure you get there on time. I would hate to be late.
I love being early.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys at least have an Uber set up to get you guys there, already scheduled. Thank you, doctor. I'll let you know how much that'll be in just a little bit. Yeah, go ahead. You guys can get ready. Anything you guys need to do?
Is my
let me
superficial
know.
heal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything you need to do, go ahead. If not, you guys can start making your way to class. I will mute.
I will tell everyone when they wake up that the Uber will be here at 7 o'clock. Get us there a little early.
Good.
I will let everyone know that the Theo specifically, that the gentleman that got thrown out last night, he called and left a voicemail for me. He is doing better today, and he has some form of reward for us, and he wishes to thank us if we would be so kind as to run by his apartment. He said he's willing to wait till whenever it is convenient for us.
He wants to meet up with us in person.
Yes.
Okay.
He has named the location as his apartment, so we can approach this, I think, on our terms.
Well, just keep in mind, I believe his name was Noah, right?
Correct.
Do you remember his reaction when I slaked his thirst, if you will?
Yes, he became very out of it, spaced out. Enjoyed the TV quite a lot. I imagine
not his reaction afterwards, his immediate reaction. He became very thirsty.
Yes.
So, having us
in the front.
Yeah, I'm going to say very much so that we might deal with someone that has a very thorough addiction, and we need to handle this situation as though we are dealing with someone that is addicted to a substance, and we are walking that substance into his abode.
Correct.
You can always hide.
Yes,
I would prefer to help this gentleman. Now,
yes.
Obviously, but I mean, like, if he specifically is wanting Theo's blood, he can always just...
I am not worried about my personal safety. I will be fine. The thing is, though, I don't want him forcefully trying to take from any of us.
I can just punch him in the face.
Either one of us could.
He has been shown to be able to be manhandled quite easily, so I do not worry too much. But I understand.
I am just wanting us to be cautious.
I understand.
All right, it's noted.
At the same time, I wonder who his
Again, Theo being Theo, he's worrying about it.
So do we go there after class? Is that what you're thinking?
It is entirely up to you folks. If you want, I can try to get the Uber sent a little earlier. We can try to go before class. We can go after class.
Let's go after.
Yeah,
we don't.
I like to get to class early, you know.
If things go sour with Noah, the last thing we want to do is be showing up to class with, some poor schmuck's blood all over us.
I don't want to ruin my nice suit.
Excellent points, everyone. I can agree with this. After class, we'll go. And there's one other little thing. If everyone was free tonight, I wanted to maybe check out. It's slightly dangerous, so I was hoping we could get some armaments beforehand. If you folks wanted to hear about that.
What?
I happen to know where the Strangler has his little dollhouse. And I wanted to investigate a little bit.
So, okay.
No, I don't exactly know where within the facility. It is in an old abandoned...
Malkavians.
I don't think there's other people there. It's in the abandoned Brat Candy Factory. I guess they shot some scene for the Dark Knight, the Batman movie there a couple of years back.
What?
Why does that feel like it fits perfectly? I mean,
Is this a medieval film?
No, it was Batman.
This is the Dark
Who's
Knight. Oh my
Batman?
god.
Oh, you don't think...
Is that a sort of vampire?
Kinda. He doesn't drink people's blood, but he does the whole super scary, comes out at night and beats up bad guys thing. He's one of those superheroes. The kids love him.
I'm gonna put my hand on Lynn's shoulder. You want to go see a movie? We can show you all about it.
I mean,
Well,
you know what? To be entirely honest, if Lynn saw a movie like that, she'd probably think like, "Oh my gosh, this is so real!" Oh no!
Yeah,
she's not that old.
Don't put Lynn in a
like,
VR headset.
Well, hold on. All those movies, like all the movies that they had back in the day, were just like black and white. Mostly melodramas. That kind of movie to her is just like,
silent film, yeah.
Charlie Chaplin.
Well, not so much that. I was thinking more like Casablanca, one like that. But
so yes, if you folks are interested in investigating maybe that candy factory later.
Oh, I don't have any plans.
Okay, well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm going to stress out, and I have an excuse already to be there.
Oh, really?
Correct. Tomorrow I have been invited to come into this candy factory with the Strangler and my sister and see it in its full glory. Now, seeing as he is going to be getting married to my sister, everyone knows you always show up the day before you're invited to catch them unaware to see how it truly is before they have a chance to shine everything up. It's very normal custom.
Is this something in... Where are you from?
No, it's just a normal custom.
It sounds like it's normal to Amala's family, but maybe not everyone else's family. I'm going to go ahead and say this. We will be entering another vampire's effective domain going there.
mm-hmm.
Correct.
Now, if you look at the second tradition here on this note that we got...
Thank you, Ruin, for so wonderfully highlighting the point I was just making.
Now, if I am allowed to say, I'm pretty sure that point only counts for people who work with the Camarilla, and I'm pretty sure he does not. So, if anything bad happens, I don't think we'll get in any trouble. As long as we don't burn the whole place down, of course.
Yeah, that brings me to my question. What kind of armaments did you want? Because last time you asked for one of those, there was a lot of fire.
Oh, I was hoping for like a couple of guns, maybe a sword.
Okay, so you chill down a little bit. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I can't
No
carpet bomb
nukes.
this. Well, not yet. We'll see.
I worry about the good doctor sometimes.
Yeah,
We all do.
You say you're a doctor, but then you cause so much destruction at the same time.
You know, doctor is a flexible term.
Yes.
Dr. Death.
Dr. Doom.
Oh.
Doctor.
I'm a doctor of many things.
Mm.
Now, if
You've
you've
ever been to Latveria?
I don't know what that one is, so no, I don't believe so. It sounds like it's in Romania. Well, I'm gonna go get ready.
Okay.
I think to kind of continue playing up her new aesthetic, Lynn might go to like a Goodwill or something close by that's still open.
Just keep in mind your driving
Have an
range.
Uber going from one place to another. Your
Right.
car is Swiss cheese. Don't
Yeah.
please drive it.
Can't I walk?
Okay, now
There isn't one nearby,
Dang it.
unfortunately.
also think about it this way. You were just involved in running guns yesterday.
Yet they see my face though.
Good enough to shoot at it.
I mean, they could shoot at it, but there could have been a whole bunch of like shadows.
One person
lights
in
by.
particular pulled right up next to your vehicle and flashed their pistol at you and made eye contact.
Mhm.
So one definitely saw your face. Going out
I
on
did
for
give you all bandanas.
Wait, what happened last night? I missed this story.
Oh, we
Well, the
made some
reason
good
why
money.
I was pulling a bullet out of his arm.
Oh.
They obviously had a confrontation with someone, and Lynn's thinking about going for a long walk to a Goodwill.
That was just some punks thinking they were playing gangster. Yeah, go fuck those guys.
Like I just said, I would hate to show up to class with some schmuck's blood all over us.
Yeah, they
Can I
hate the
drink a blood
Romans.
bed, by the way? Talking about blood.
Yes, you can. You have iron gullet, so it can take away one hunger.
Thank you.
And let me mark down your blood bag.
As she's drinking that, does that smell appetizing to me at all? I'm a little bit hungry.
I now have 3 blood bags from what I see.
I mean, it's never as good as the real thing, but yeah, if you want to drink a blood bag.
How many
Why
do
do
we
you
have?
Well, you have your stash because yours is how should I say, buzzed?
Flavored?
Yeah, flavored.
Yeah.
And Lynn has her own stash, so you can go through your own if you want. You'll have, I think, 2. Wait, hold on, no.
She did really enjoy that Bloody Mary the other night, so she might go back for another one.
Yeah, you'll have 1 left, Rune, after this.
I won't eat it now. I don't want to have a buzz at class. I think that gives off the wrong kind of impression.
You know, I mean, you are Bruja.
I also have 3 wits, so
You are Bruja.
He likes you. He likes you most out of all of us.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Mm.
I don't think there's really much you can do to not have it that way. Short of, pretending to be a spineless coward that's more interested in magic than physical confrontation, or taking up philosophy. That would be a way to piss him off real quick.
I was kind of philosophical a little bit, and I didn't have any problems.
Yeah.
Just kept
Isn't it
things
like-
nice, short, and simple.
Isn't he like an ancient Greek Bruja or something? Weren't they all about getting drunk and yelling at each other?
Well, okay.
I think you're
they
thinking
did-
about Dionysus.
Yeah,
I might-
but they did go ahead and consume alcohol readily, but it was very watered down because it was the best way to purify water back then. So they weren't like getting smashed. It was just a better way to go ahead and make sure that the water was not full of, bad bacteria.
Yeah, but I also think they just made Dionysus up so they would have an excuse to drink more.
Well, yeah, for parties and
Probably.
stuff. Absolutely.
Wow, is it already 6 o'clock? The Uber's here. That's awesome.
Wow, as our group could just sit here and bullshit about nothing for hours on end.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I'm
Freya would
similar
like
when I play.
Dionysus.
Oh my god, that would be a party.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting party. I do not want to attend.
All right, everyone. Well, we are going to the University of Chicago for class. Yay. All right, you guys will get there about 30 minutes early. Uber will drop you off. And you guys are heading towards the Cobb district. You've already been there before. You've already been to the classroom. It's going to be the same one. You're going to go through the Cobb Gate, which does have its cathedral gargoyle, a little bit eerie aesthetic, but it's beautiful. The campus, well maintained. Definitely, probably a lot of Chicago's money going towards this university. And there's still a decent amount of people that are here at 7:30 o'clock at night. Most people seem to be either trying to get to their dorm, some are just having chats with people. It's still chilly out here, but at least the frost seems to more or less melt away. Now it's just that cold chill within the air. You guys head to class, and in the hallway there is one... Sorry, I laugh every time. There is one person you recognize.
All this.
Yeah.
Wallace.
And yeah, it is Wallace Winters. And he is talking to, I believe, someone you guys actually saw, though never met. He was talking to this person when he was telling you to wear a jacket that night. Fortunately, this person is, I'm gonna try to be polite, not the most attractive. His skin's rather pocky, rough. You could tell he probably had bad acne and his skin never recovered from it. He does have, it's more orange than red hair. And he has clothes very similar to the doctor. He wears scrubs, but his scrubs has like a little picture of a dog and a cat around it. Wallace is chatting him up as you guys approach. I mean, he's still smoking, naturally.
I'm gonna tell Wallace,
really...
think fast, and I'm gonna throw him that bottle I got from the one guy with the drugs.
Oh God, okay. Look, I'll do my best here. There he is.
College students love drugs.
It's true.
Well, now owe me a boon.
Wait, are you trying to peddle drugs at a college?
Where else do you find drugs?
Yeah,
well,
what?
I mean,
I mean, I don't need them.
No.
And then see this happening.
Oh yeah, we're walking down the hall.
You know, I know some stories about some very special oranges that you can go ahead and buy at certain colleges.
All right, yeah, no, he's gonna catch it. He doesn't really fumble with it per se. It's more so he has to quickly put his cigarette back in his mouth as he goes to catch it. Well, he's gonna say that he's hella glad to see you guys okay. Well, he's gonna wish you all best of luck. He says he hoped you studied. He sure did. He got at least some advice. He's how rude of him. He's gonna tell Ronnie. This is his friends. He says he forgot everyone's name, except for that one. He's gonna motion over to the doctor. He's going to tell him Ventru. Amala. Ronnie's gonna introduce himself to all of you. Ronnie Harris, he's a thin blood, from what he's understood. He tells you he's only here because he's being forced to be here.
Oh, he sounds so sad.
He says that he works at a vet, night shifts. He hopes just to get over and get this over with so he can go back to work and pretend like none of this ever happened. Well, Wallace is going to say that, he thinks, he's going to motion over to you, Amala, that the two of you are going to hit it off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to say, well, how hard is it between animals and humans? He says that we're basically all the same.
Well, one won't try to... she starts to say something, but then she's like, no, I'm not going to say that. No, that's probably not going to end well. He was going to say, one doesn't try to shoot you in the back. Like, thinking about what...
It's unfortunate. He says you're hanging out with the wrong kind of humans then. Or the wrong kind of animals. He's not quite sure what you're trying to say.
She was going to say that. She didn't actually say that. She stopped herself.
Gotcha.
Either that, or we'd have to question whether or not Lynn knows many gorillas that are familiar with firearms.
Mm-hmm. No, well, she definitely loves animals more than people right now.
I will go ahead and shake Ronnie's hand. I will introduce myself. Let him know that I am Dr. Shamash. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He's going to ask if... Never mind. Doesn't matter. He's going to ask what hospital you work at.
Well, I will tell him to go ahead and ask his question. Don't be afraid. And I will also inform him that I work at the... That's right, it's the Kindred Center. Central.
Heck yeah. Well, he actually perks up at that. He says that he works at Kindred Veterinary. And, well, he was going to ask if... he's going to look over to Wallace, and Wallace is going to give him, the go for it. gonna say that you share the blood with the same sons of bitches that killed my sire. He's gonna ask if you know any of their names.
Now I will admit to him that that's a little bit more private information. I do apologize, but I will let him know that I'll keep an ear to the ground. If I can maybe hear anything about what happened to your sire, I'll pass it along to you.
At which point Theo is just going to pop up condolences. There's a lot of us that don't have true sires anymore.
Does the name Megan McMillan sound familiar to anybody? Did any of you know her?
No one in real life.
You know someone named Megan McMillan in real life. Okay, then.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. So would I roll anything for that? If that I wouldn't have come up for me at all, would it?
I know Rebecca.
No.
I know Rebecca. No, I mean, you're all kind of shaking your heads at him as, yeah, he'll nod. Well, he's gonna say he's gonna take his seat. He says that everyone else is already here. Wishes you all best of luck. He's not really quite sure what we're getting ourselves into, but he hopes he just gets through this alive.
Theo's not going to be a jerk. Theo's not going to be a jerk.
Wallace is going to say as long as he sticks by him, he's got some good perks, apparently. He tells Ronnie that he'll be fine. He's going to go inside with Ronnie, too. He's going to flick towards you guys. One of these as he's going to head in. And looking inside the classroom, there's people that are already here. So besides our, well, one you already know, there is, there we go. Funny enough, Lynn, it's like last night all over again, but there's an African-American man. He's built like a rock. I mean, this guy looks like he could be like in action movies, like a bruiser. He is covered in numerous cuts and scars all over his dark skin. He has a buzz cut and a very well-kept beard. Lynn, you're instantly going to recognize a tattoo with your streetwise. It's a dog paw tattoo. That is a tattoo that's made with the heat of a barrel of a gun. They do 1, 2, 3, symbol for the Bloods. And it is on his upper right arm. He also has a pit bull tattoo on his upper left arm. And everybody might know this one just based, well, I don't know about Theo, but most people know what this means. He has 2 teardrop tattoos. There is 2 ladies that are here. The first one, well, she has dyed blood red hair, and she wears, or maybe it's hard to say, but it seems like she wears orange contacts to make her eyes look very predatorial. And she has snow white skin. She looks like a corpse. And it's really contrasted with the dark black makeup that she wears. She has a gray beanie and a gray cardigan that is stained with blood. You can see just the blood that splotches on it. Really seem to care. Unfortunately, I mean, as soon as you guys take a peek in the class, I mean, she does look up and she does have this sadistic, twisted stare as she's almost like she's sizing each and every single one of you up and down. And on her hands, you can see where her nails are. At first, you think it's nail polish, and then you realize that no, she just has blood underneath her nails as well. The next woman is rather a polar opposite of this one. She is, I mean, a jaw-dropping Victorian beauty. She has soft but still pale skin, and she has plump red lips, long, wavy brunette hair with light golden highlights. She wears a dark green coat over a flowing cream dress. She has a cold but still passionate stare. But the thing that's strange about her is looking at her presence, it sends chills down your spine. And this woman's attention is, it looks like she's looking at you, Amala. And she's actually going to stand up and offer a seat next to her for you. She's completely sat away from the others. It looks like she's like on the opposite side. It's like a square where you guys can sit. Yeah, so on one side you have the sadistic, almost kind of goth girl, maybe punk girl, hard to say. And the Bloods, I'll say for you, Lynn. The Bloods member is sat a few chairs down. You can see Wallace is taking Ronnie over pretty close to where the African man is, and the jaw-dropping Victorian beauty is sat on the opposite side. Motion for you to take a seat, Amala, if you want. No sign of your teacher. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my world is breaking.
Another room filled with green gas.
I know. There you go. I think it's my paper.
Pentax.
Yeah, that got a reference. People who have watched the last few vampire streams will get that, but probably very few else. Okay, so I'm assuming that Mala, what are you going to do? You were just offered a seat.
I'll be nice. I'll go sit next to her.
Yeah, she'll introduce herself. And she's gonna introduce herself. Viola King. I can tell you are of my blood. It is nice to meet you. I'm glad to see that there is someone else with quality here.
Oh
Dr.
my god.
Dr. Amala Samash, the pleasure is mine. And this is Bubba.
If you don't mind me asking, trigger warning. If you don't mind me asking, you don't really see many darkies with our blood. What's your story?
Oh.
Like most of our kind, you can say I was at the right place at the right time. And I had what they needed. That was essential.
Well, I can tell we're going to get along very well. How much do you know about King Enterprises? She's going to take a seat.
I will admit I do know little about it. I'll let her know my profession lies mostly, I'm sure you can tell, within the medical field.
Then you were right. You really were just lucky. That's a shame, but, well, somebody saw something. I hope I can see it too. We'll see. I expect to graduate 2 nights. See if you can keep up.
Wow.
I will let her know that I like her moxie. Tell her challenges always help people rise above where they could normally be.
She's gonna lean over to you. Let me give you some advice. There's some rumors about Critias. If we can prove these rumors true, not only have we graduated, but we have solidified ourselves within the Camarilla. I'm sure you've heard these rumors. All of our blood have.
I tell her we shall see how the night goes. I'm interested to see what this class will lay out before me.
A lot of anarch bullshit, so be prepared for it. But there'll still be something to learn. I hope you brought some notes. And she's gonna start pulling out some things. Looks like she has, not a backpack, but it is still a nice, looks like a large purse maybe. And she's pulling out some pens, paper, notes. She looks very just clean, organized, tidy. All her notes has like different subjects, and it looks like maybe she's already been to some classes or just maybe she's done some studying on her own time. But yeah, it looks like she's already has a bunch of information, just organized, color-coded, very, very crisp.
Either that or she told another student to give them their notes to her.
I'm pulling out a laptop.
She does give you like a kind of look, but she's not going to say anything. Where are the rest of you taking seats?
Oh, Theo's going to go ahead and see if this a seat is open next to the sadistic girl.
There is. left and right. Looks like there's been a chair in between, and then she has a few on the sides that you can sit.
No. Stand next to one next to her, look directly in her eyes and say, "This taken."
She's gonna look over at you, and her eyes, once again, they just seem so twisted. She smiles, and you can even see a little bit of blood that's still on her teeth. Or maybe it's lipstick, hard to say. She tells you, go right ahead. Brave, aren't you? I think we'll get along really, really well.
Nice armor, by the way. At which point I'll sit down.
So, how the fuck did you get here?
Same way everyone else does, I assume.
I don't know. It seems like everyone's gotten here with different reasons. Pretty over there seems just gotten here with money. Gangster over here seems just to not be able to stop killing. The other two, they don't stand really much of a chance. That's what happens with their kind. Thin, pathetic, too far from Cain. Me? Maybe me and the gangster have something in common.
Well, if we're looking at it that way, maybe the best way I could put it is, maybe I was just swallowed by the darkness.
Oh, you're a little loony. That's okay. Me too.
No. Let's just hope that we're each other's right kind of crazy then.
Just don't piss me off. You should be fine. And let me cheat off you.
Hey, if you cheat off me, it's not my call. But if the teacher catches you, that's all on you, babe.
He might hate the thing between my legs, but it looks like my blood he cares about. I think I'll be just fine.
Yeah, well, then you may have better luck with him than me. I think he despises my guts with every ounce of his being.
Where should we sit, Al?
Sorry, I forgot he called himself Al.
Yeah.
Where are you, Crowley, or Rune, and Lynn gonna sit? You can either sit next to Wallace, who's sitting next to Ronnie, who's sitting next to the gangster. So they have like a little trio there. You can sit next to Theo, who's next to a sadistic, doesn't really seem to care about Masquerade vampire. Or you can sit next to the doctor, who's sitting next to Miss Pris over there.
It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is my seat open that when I was sitting in when I got interviewed? They're available.
Yeah, if you want to sit next to crazy sadistic lady.
Wallace it is.
Am I the only one that's gonna sit near
Yeah.
Miss? Oh, okay. All right. Does that make Theo brave, stupid, or something else entirely? I wonder.
Look,
I
you
had
want
to
to be
learn that
friends
I
with a
hated this.
sadist? That's your choice.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's going to tell you that you can call her Penny. That's what she goes by most of the time.
But that was directed at me. It was from. You can call me Theodore or Theo if you feel friendly.
You won't like me when I'm feeling friendly. Theodore it is.
Thing about pennies, smell of copper.
She's gonna
Wonder if
smile
there's
at that.
wonder if there's a relation there.
But you guys sit next to Wallace. Wallace didn't really bring. This may not surprise you. He's probably not a student kind of person. He didn't really bring any notes, nothing. Really, all he brought was his bass guitar.
Wallace is the type of student that's there just to enjoy the experience, I think.
Yeah, and it seems like he's at least kind of adopted for the moment Ronnie, who seems just, you could tell he's doesn't want to be here. Has a lot of, he's a cloud that looms over him. And I guess Wallace wants to be that, I don't know. That son. That's a bad way to put it.
Oh, they're so cute together, though. Yin and yang. One that's there to the party, one's just there because he has to be.
And maybe he's really good at the drums.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe. Well, your teacher's going to come in. Critias. Oh. Oh, nope, that didn't work.
There we go.
Nope, that didn't work either.
There we go. Wait.
Oh, thank you, Taylor. He has my tape.
No
He's
Scotch.
going to come in, and he's going to start writing stuff on the board. There we go.
And Theo is going to make sure that he's reading and trying to memorize anything he's writing down, because he thinks that Critias is going to be the type of person that does pop quizzes and be very upset when you fail. So taking advantage of that edict memory.
Well, he doesn't give a little intro or nothing. He just comes in, closes the door. Everyone hushes silence as he starts writing. Just the sound of chalk on the board. Yes, old school. And he's going to start writing the traditions. Traditions, the fundamental laws of kindred society, as we all know.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you have already got some notes. This is important. First tradition is the Masquerade, to hide the existence of vampires. Thou shalt not reveal thy true nature to those not of the blood. Doing such shall renounce thy claims of blood. Domain. The kindred's hunting ground is his own territory, and he rules it absolutely. Thy domain is thine own concern. All others owe thee respect while in it. None may challenge thy word while in thy domain. Progeny. Sire only with permission of one's elders. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. Wallace is, he's not really good at this kind of stuff. I mean, you're just watch. He's gonna give Ronnie a pat on the back when he hears that. Tells him, see, he's gonna be fine. I mean, Critias is gonna turn, stare at him at the interruption. He's just kind of like flick his cigarette towards him as Critias is going to continue. Accounting. Until children are released and present. Until a child are released, their actions are the responsibility of their sire. Those thou create are thine own children. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Your childer fucks up, you suffer the consequences. Hospitality. Honor the domain of others and present oneself to the ruler of any domain you visit. Honor one another's domain. When thou comest to a foreign city, thou shalt present thyself to the one who ruleth there. Without the word of acceptance, thou art nothing. Destruction. The right to kill kindred is reserved for the elder of a community. Only an elder may call a blood hunt. Thou art forbidden to destroy another of thy kind. The right of destruction belongeth only to thine elder. Only the eldest among thee shall call the blood hunt. These traditions form the legal backbone of Camarilla society. Although in modern nights, the prince fulfills the elder role outlined in these traditions most of the time. Most vampiric culture springs from the traditions presented. I won't go over it again, but long and short, when it comes to elders, it's either going to be your primogen, but most of the time it's going to be the prince that's calling the shots. And he's going to introduce this class, its purpose. You are at the School of Enteleci. You are here to learn of the Path of Enteleci. The Path of Enteleci is one of the more recent or ancient paths of enlightenment. Teachers of the path are usually awakening Bruja elders that are, most, including Critias, are rather horrified by the degraded state of their proud clan, Bruja. All those that are adherents of this path are called philosophers. Woohoo, history. This path, hope everyone's ready for notes, this path acknowledges 3 truths. Incradia, the inner strength. Rei, the courage. The Saphrosoni, the self-control. By living and perfecting each of these truths, the philosopher can attain Enteleci, a state of perfect self-perfection. To walk this path, one must pursue personal excellence. The beast is all that is weak and base in the vampiric form. Lusts, frenzies, hungers, and passions are weaknesses that must be purged. The beast is not part of one's nature. It is external and must not be allowed free rein. To keep it simple, these are the ethics. Simple notes. The beast is weakness that must be purged. Learn all that one can be learned about the self. Mortals must not be taken for granted. Never show cowardice. Theo.
Did he really just do that?
No, that was me.
Okay. I want to be making sure, like, calling him a coward in front of everyone. That's a low blow.
In this class, you're also going to be learning about the different clans. Today, we're going to be focusing on 2. You must learn about all the clans if you wish to ever learn about the self. We do have a bit of a mix here. Today, though, we're going to be focused on 2. Clan Tremere and Clan Nosferatu. Clan Tremere is the second youngest of the vampiric clans, having just come into existence during the Dark Ages. In their little time since their founding, the Warlocks have made incredible inroads within vampiric society and are arguably the most powerful clan in the modern Knights. This is due in no small part to their strict hierarchy, secretive nature, and mastery of thaumaturgy. I hope I said that right.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy, thank you.
No problem.
The Tremere are the most strictly organized clan, bar none, and every member knows where they stand in authority amongst their peers. This creates the illusion of total unison and cooperation for other Cainites who rarely know anything of the Tremere hierarchy or inner politics. Their founder and namesake, the nominal antediluvian Tremere, sits at the top of the pyramid and supposedly directs the entire clan, though very few have ever seen or witnessed his hand in action. Many do not believe he's even a real person, but perhaps an ideal of the Tremere cause or a symbol of their unity. Hard shift into the clan Tremere, or Nosferatu, from the Tremere. They most visibly, their curse is basically all physical. The embrace warps each Nosferatu into a hideously deformed creature. The Nosferatu are the spy masters of the dead, collecting information and selling it for a dear price. They are also the masters of the underground, living in the sewers for protection. For the organization, the Nosferatu are generally organized into broods, communities centrally located around a sewer system and serving as underground cities, which may house dozens of their kind. Nosferatu are stereotyped as ugly on the outside, but humane on the inside, though this is not entirely true. There are many Nosferatu who never leave the sewers. Nosferatu make a habit of sending their friendliest to communicate with the rest of the Camarilla. Nosferatu strongly stress clan loyalty, just like the Tremere, over anything else. Given their hideous appearance, they depend heavily on clan support structures for everything, from havens to food. Broods are generally generally control with the eldest Nosferatu setting policies and guiding the youngest. Most Nosferatu can acquire jobs within their clan, including assisting with construction or just helping with their survival on various projects. The Nosferatu also have the talent to use ghouled animals as defenses through their animalism. Mm-hmm.
Pat Bubba.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, those rumors is about alligators in the sewer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what do these two have in common besides just their hierarchy? Well, quite a lot. They both crave knowledge, and they both suppress knowledge. Tremere don't want Secrets of the Tremere being released. Same with the Nosferatu. And that is going to transition us to our history lesson. Now, you guys, it is really hard. Like, he's not really an energetic teacher. He's very much just straight to the point, facts, rather dull, unfortunately. For some of you that aren't really cool, school savvy, probably going to be passing out. Some of you might be taking notes. Yep.
Lynn's sketching a little bit on her note paper while she's also trying to take notes.
Trying, yeah. It's really hard to say what's important, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, in Theo's mind, all information is important. It's just situational importance. So there's a lot of things here that he's probably read in a few books here or there, but this is him getting information from a reputable source more than just a book. So that has a lot of value to it because, I mean, this is him stating facts, but it doesn't seem like he's mixing a lot of opinion in, which is really hard because most people, when they give information, it's usually, even in book form, interlaced with a lot of opinions. So in a way to Theo, that's kind of refreshing. But at the same...
Yeah, I get you. I mean, this is going to get into a little bit of a history lesson. This is going to be now more a debate. This is still a philosophy class.
Oh boy.
So we talked about the Tremere and the Nosferatu. Let's put it to the test. The Flood. Floods have been around for an eternity. Since the time man first started recording history, floods have been a central theme, appearing in history books and religious texts. While some may not be entirely accurate, it makes sense that water and, in particular, floods would make their way into kindred history as well. And this is where we're going to get into the Great Flood of Chicago, where it was a dark time for both kindred and mortals alike. Eric. In 1992, rumors started circulating that Clan Tremere was working on finding out the havens of the Nosferatu. It was assumed the endeavor was fruitless, as members of Clan Nosferatu tend to make their havens extremely hard to find and equally dangerous to get to. These rumors were a central point for several weeks and had just started dying down when a great flood struck the downtown area of Chicago. Upon initial investigations, it appeared as though the flood was natural. Chicago was built on a marshland anyway, so it was bound to flood at some point. Then reports of many homeless turning up dead within the sewers started. But they were kept out of the mainstream media. Downtown Chicago ground to a halt for over a week, impacting businesses and homes within that area. Along with those investigative reports was talk of massive damage done to Nosferatu havens within the city. From there, it was not hard to put the pieces together and finish the puzzle, right? But the biggest question remaining was, why would the Tremere do this? What was in it for them at the time to endanger so many kindred and take the lives of countless mortals? Now, while there isn't one good answer to those questions, there is plenty of speculation, most of which revolve around the kindred Khalid and Nikolai, and a rivalry between the two. Others speculate Lodin paid Nikolai to do this and eliminate his enemies, but that Nikolai failed in his task and caused more damage to the city than was originally intended. Another rumor was started by Tommy Walker, was that another Nosferatu was trying to destroy Khalid. And he goes to shift as his eyes look up behind everyone, as he says, Beckett, and he spits at the floor. Can you not see we're in the middle of a lesson?
Yeah.
I have that. Oh,
Beckett don't care.
that's fair. Not really. All right.
Yeah. Beckett showed up out of nowhere. Of course he did, because that's just what Beckett does.
What are you talking about? Is it this one? Yeah. I know, school. You gotta love it. Oh, I'm such a man crush.
Daddy.
Ah, yes, and it has been quite captivating. History is such fun hearing it from all sides. Your telling, I see, is well thought out. Leave my classroom. Oh, I intend to do so as quickly as possible. I only care to spend my precious hours at places of learning. Beckett is going to approach you, Lynn, and he's going to hand you an envelope.
Ooh.
And he's going to tell you, once your breath reeks of rot, your fuse has been lit. I hope this helps. And he's going to go over to you, Amala, and he's going to hand you a book.
Oh.
He says to you, the journal offered me a wealth of information. It was the least I could do. Well, good night, and study hard, young ones. I am certain it will serve you all well. And just like he came, he's going to leave. You can see next to the lady that's sitting next to you. I mean, she's watching him. I got her name, Viola. I mean, you can tell she seems really intrigued, and you're gonna watch. Her eyes flash for a brief moment, like a spark kind of goes through. A light? It's hard to say as she's watching him. Just as quick as he came, he's going to leave. You, Amala, your book is a book by the Master of Ravens called One True Way.
Marty had to give it to the two women of our group.
Because it's Beckett.
Yeah.
And you,
But in the
Lynn,
middle of
there.
his class.
Yeah, I don't give a crap. And you, Lynn, inside the envelope is just a note. It says, where it all began, find him under Grant Park.
Ooh, I think we may have got a hint to the location of a certain individual that might be able to help Lynn.
For clarification, though, she wouldn't have been rude to the instructor by looking at it during class. She would have put it away, like in her pocket,
Like a good
to
girl.
read later.
As the mall is reading the book. No, I know. Well, I mean, as soon as Beckett leaves, Critias just watches as he says, Beckett, a renowned nautist, said to be a member of the Minimosni, the Memory Seekers, a bloodline of Cain worshippers devoted to the study of the first vampire and the Book of Nod. Extremely knowledgeable and extremely unreliable. We will conclude our lessons for today. You all will be expected to answer several questions when we meet again Wednesday to complete an assignment. And he's going to write up on the board. Seems like your assignment's really simple. A question, in a sense, a concept. Can society exist without government, without law? Is anarchy possible? All right.
Literally,
He writes it
the
up.
question is anarchy possible? Can
Can
society
exist without government, without law? Yep, that's it.
Rune wishes he had a typewriter or something.
Laptops are great.
He writes it on the board, and he's going to give specifically you, Lynn, and you, Amala, looks, but he excuses all of you from class as he's going to leave.
I'll see if I can catch him before he gets out, and I'll ask him if I could have a word with him before he goes.
I am so glad that he did not give me something, because that would be just another reason for Cretus to hate my fucking guts.
Yeah, I mean, you run out of the class, and you can tell. Looks like he at least is heading somewhere, but you call out as he stops. He's looking towards you.
All right. Well, Rune is gonna give him the rundown. We heard that at the popular feeding location, and I'll give him the place, that people were getting sick. So we checked it out, and we found the responsible party. I'll tell them about the pharmacy, and it's being run by the Pentex Corporation. And the building itself has some kind of a ward.
Do you have a report? If so, I will give it to the prince.
I'll write you up one.
He nods. Tells you to make it quick, but make it detailed.
Okay.
And he says if you're willing to put why Beckett is giving your coterie attention, he would appreciate that knowledge as well.
Well,
Lynn's gonna suggest that Theo write it because it's like he's the most detailed out of all of us. He knows everything. He remembers stuff.
I'll give him my pen and paper.
So you're gonna come to me, tell me.
Well,
hey,
I thought you were following me on the way out.
No, you just took off. I did not go
Then
anywhere.
I will write it as best I can.
I mean, if you want to come back, tag me, have me write it real quick and hand it off to you, I will. But I'm going to be very vague about how we know Beckett as.
Okay, I'm going to tell him. Okay, I'll just tell him. I'm going to go get a piece of paper. Okay, back into the fucking room. You go, come here. You need to write down, okay? Everything
what do you need?
that you know for the thing. He's leaving. He's not very patient. Please.
Okay.
Okay. Remember
for the thing. What thing?
We need a report. What do you mean, what thing?
I have tons of things.
The pharmacy.
Going...
Tell him all about that. Everything. Okay.
All right. Then I'm gonna just quickly rack my eidetic memory.
As detailed as you can be.
Everything short of.
Lynn's looking at the note.
I'm like, sure, yeah. You owe me a favor. Go ahead and just crack my skull open as far as memory-wise and just put everything down, excluding key things like our Haven location, stuff that is nothing to do with this, Of course.
I trust your judgment.
Amala, Viola, the girl sitting with you, she's going to ask if she could see that book.
Well, I will let her know that it would be rude to lend the book out before I had a chance to investigate it myself. But I tell her maybe come Wednesday she could take a look at it.
Ooh. She wants Beckett.
She tells you she understands, but she says that she would not ignore anything from Mr. Beckett. She says that she's heard quite a bit of the rumors. She says not many that even the Camarilla fear. She thinks that he will make a powerful ally, and she's glad to see that your worth is showing.
Yay!
The way a Ventrue says that always feels almost like an insult. Your worth is showing. I mean,
dare you?
How dare you? You're showing more worth than me. How dare?
I'll also
Wait a
message
second.
to Theo that it's going to the prince, by the way.
Oh yeah. I'm going to be very vague about key factors about what we were driving, how we got about doing it. I will include our names in the report as far as he would know them, but I'm not going to give anything that could lead back to tracing us to anywhere other than this fucking classroom. Which means if the prince wants to get to us, they have to go through Cretus. So, and I'm sure Cretus will enjoy that. As far as information about Beckett, I'm going to be detailed to the point where it's very absolutely vaguely detailed, if that makes sense. We met him at a library. He borrowed a book that we had, and then he was returning it.
Yep.
But if you want me to use roll a subterfuge to make it detailed deceptively, please let me know.
I mean, you're trying to deceive a prince. Probably isn't a bad idea because he's going to be the one reading it. Mr. Jackson.
What stat should I roll besides subterfuge?
Manipulation.
Manipulation.
Okay, so I don't have a lot of dice on that. Wait. Can you surge to make that better? I don't know if you can. Can you? I don't. No. I think that's just physicals, right?
Yeah.
Rune surges for car chases.
3 successes out of 5. So I mean, 3 successes out of 5.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Solid.
I mean, they're gonna obviously tell that I'm purposely being descriptively vague.
Points, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's intentional. And I mean, if they're gonna have to actually talk to me. Or, well, hey, I'm only writing the report. Rune's turning it in, so they'll have to talk to Rune. Rune! I have a degree of separation. Every degree of separation for the prince is worthwhile.
Well, once that's done, I'm going to go run back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you're going to run. Now, you can see that looks like he's talking to somebody, Critias. It looks like a student, young man. Seems to be probably about your age, Rune. You're about 23, 24. Yeah, if you had to guess, this man's probably about that age as well. Looks like Critias is having a more so like he's trying to give, I guess, commands, tell him to do something, and strangely enough, seems kind of coded from what you can tell as you walk up. And the young man is just going to nod, not even really pay attention to you, but still just give you a look. And he's going to leave as Critias is going to take your report. You hand it to him, and he just looks it over, doesn't really seem to read it or anything. He's going to fold it up. And he's going to ask you... He's going to ask you if you intend to rise upon the ranks of the Camarilla, or are you wanting to survive?
Ooh.
I need to get my foot on steady ground before I can climb anything.
He says if that is what you want, then you'll have to build it yourself. He'll make sure this report is given to the prince. From there, he cannot guarantee anything.
Thank you, Professor.
He's going to say quietly that he thinks giving a report to the Anarchs will serve you well as well. He wishes you a good night, and he's going to leave.
Okay.
Where did my doctor go?
I'll go back. Hey, Theo, can you make another one of those?
You owe me 2 favors.
I got
At
something.
which point,
I got something
I'm
for you that will fill both of those favors for you.
Yeah. Sure.
Is
Promises. At which point,
just gonna have a tab?
yeah, he's developing one. I'm literally going to, because eidetic memory, make an exact copy of the paper that I just put out. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Boy, up. Right.
Where is...
I'm going to turn to Penny and say, people, they just want me for my brain.
It's a very good brain.
Would you prefer people wanting you for your brain or your body?
Why can't it be both?
Oh, you play that way, Theo?
Any reaction from Penny at all? That at all?
Tell you that your brain is not how you survive, unfortunately. I've learned that really quick. You want to get things done? Here.
It is a powerful motivator.
Show her the dagger. Show her the dagger.
No, that's a secret. Yeah. Let me just whip out my shadow blade.
Oh yeah, just whip it out.
Wait, no. But yeah, no.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Penny's gonna go over. It looks like she's going to the going to, I know you don't have everyone's names yet, but she's going to the acting man, the one with the teardrops. As she stands up. Really doesn't seem like she cares to watch you write a whole nother report. She kind of took notes, but not really. More so just what she needs to do. Took a picture of it with her phone.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, though, I didn't write any notes of what he did because I just memorized it, but she took a picture of the report that has nothing to do with class, which, like I said, if she cheats off me and gets caught, that's on her, not me. So if she turns in some sort of answer to the questions tomorrow that is about the report that was written out and handed to Cretus, it's not my fault. Not at all.
Yeah, no, she's gonna go over to the other gentleman, and it looks like she's egging him on. Seems like she's kind of mocking the whole teardrop gangbanger attitude. For you, sweet doctor, Viola's going to hand you something. She's going to hand you a business card. She already asked you if you've heard of it before. But she's going to hand you a business card for King Enterprises, King Corp. It seems like they are how should I put this? Financial advising company.
Wow.
Yeah, it really just seems like they're one of those really totally ethical companies that doesn't move money and scam people. No, of course not. No.
Yeah, how many Aussies headquarters do they have for tax evasion? I mean, for resource allocation?
Yep, who knows? And she is going to she seems to enjoy class, and she's going to talk to you what she thinks, and in her opinion, she doesn't think that society requires structure because both humans and vampires require herding.
This is going to be an interesting class.
She expects that you probably believe the same. She knows that you've seen probably many things.
I will let her
said
know.
that?
The Ventru lady next to me.
Oh.
Of course.
Yeah. I tell her that to a certain extent I can agree with some of what she says, but I believe that instead of herding, I believe people can be guided in the right direction. Be taught to make the right choices.
Yeah, a big smile. And her smile's very soft, very sweet, very pretty.
Lynn hates her.
Uh-huh. And she's going to tell you that you and her are going to be very close. She's going to ask for your business card.
And of course, the doctor probably actually has one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she'll take your card. She actually looks it over, and you can tell she's like the prom queen bitches, she's kind of like judging you based on your card. She looks a little underwhelmed. She's going to take it nonetheless. And she's going to start packing up her stuff. She does tell you that if you ever need anything, just ask for Viola. They might let you through, if I'm not busy.
Well, I will thank her for that invitation, and I'll let her know that I'm sure she will hear from me shortly.
Just a word of advice. If you meet my father, I'm sorry.
Wow. Someone's got daddy issues.
She's gonna wish you a good night. And she's gonna leave. She can tell she wants nothing to do with these other slum. Everyone else is just below her. She's getting the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's a reason why she's in this class, though.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and look at my courtier. Yeah. I don't like her very much. I will not lie. I'm gonna go ahead and go sit next to my folks. Ooh.
So you're gonna you sit next to Lynn, or are you gonna sit next to me and Penny?
Well, Penny's now. She's gonna be bothering the.
Oh,
gangster
yeah.
guy. Yeah, she's egging him on, and it looks like she's really trying to start a fight with him. And it just bounces off. He really doesn't seem to care. You can tell he doesn't really talk. He just sits there.
The other guy was
she
just
gets
tongue
bored.
cut out.
Yeah, she gets bored pretty quick.
Yeah, at least I'll talk to her, but she knows I'm probably not gonna go ahead and.
Oh God, no. Yeah. And she is going to claim that she knows that she's seen his eyes before. You've been through some shit, haven't you? It's fine. She says she'll find a way to make you talk.
Why don't you give a guy his privacy?
Yeah, she's gonna come on over to you.
Oh.
She's gonna say that
Woof.
she's never seen such an old bitch in a class like this. She's gonna ask now, what happened to you?
You knew that was coming the second you spoke up, PT. Second you spoke up.
She's gonna tell you that you've got soft hands. I can tell you're not here for the same reasons as me. How did you
Hands like
fuck
they're
up?
not soft at all. How dare you? I work hard.
I work hard. How did you fuck up?
I would ask you the same question.
She's gonna show her hands, which do have blood caked underneath. She says by showing her fangs, showing the world that she's a god. What did you do wrong?
You know, if there wasn't a rule about destroying your fellow kin,
Right.
think this classroom would not be a very safe place right about now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. She
I'm
asked
gonna
you a
go sit with
question.
Paul.
How's Lynn
I
gonna
know.
respond?
I know. I'm
You
thinking
gotta
it through right
respond.
now. I know. I'm thinking. I gotta. Sadly, Lynn has a better way of speaking than I do. I have to think through my words.
Trust me, I know, I feel it. Trust me, I get you.
Well, for a long time, I minded my own business, but then I decided to play a hand a little bit, and it ended me here.
So you had to hide. Well, I was
No.
half paying attention. I'm surprised you're not a Nosferatu. But no, you share the same blood as me. Which is a shame. I've never seen such a cowardice Bruja before.
Hold on, I'm getting someone's knocking on my door.
What a time.
Someone.
Alright.
I'm scratching my third eye.
I didn't know. More living my own life the way I want to.
Well, she's gonna ruffle your hair, very much like you do to a kid, and she's gonna tell you that you don't even know what life is like.
Ow.
That's fine.
Neither do you, apparently, if you have to kill other people to get a thrill.
Oh my god. So how long
She
until
tells you that she does whatever she wants. Maybe you'll learn that lesson one day, but probably not. Good night. I hope I only see you in the classroom.
Same.
She's gonna leave.
Lynn's got a loose cannon mouth. I know. I can't help it sometimes.
You know.
Literally sat next to her so I could size her up to see if all of the appearance was just armor to go ahead and help her stay safe.
Mhm.
You know, wear scary outfit, therefore you are scary, even though you know there are scarier things that could easily end you.
Nope, she is Elsa and she has let it go.
Oof.
You
Yeah.
gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
I think if I kill in this classroom, I lose some points, right?
I'm gonna go hang out with Wallace.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well,
I can say,
Wallace is gonna go over to the doctor. I mean, now
Oh.
she's, sitting there by herself, and it's going pretty well. So at least so he thinks. So, but yeah, he's gonna take a seat next to you.
I'm going to literally walk past since Penny is leaving. I'm going to literally practice my shadowing. I'm going to shadow Penny for a bit. I'll go ahead and say, as I pass the doctor right before I disappear out the door after Penny, I'm going to say, shoot me a message when you want to meet up with you know who. And
oh,
I'm literally going to see how long I can follow Penny without her knowing I'm there. Just to practice, because she's a loose cannon, and I want to go ahead and know more about her because I might have to deal with her later. So, what do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and roll me your dex and your stealth with your shadowing.
All right. And by all means, carry on with the doctor while I get that.
Well, I mean, he's gonna take a seat next to you, and babe, he was serious about that offer. Says if you ever want to check out his dorm, once again, it's hella safe. He says he can tell. Looks like you've had a rough night. He promises. No funny business. He knows it's not the kind of woman you are.
Well, I tell him unfortunately I have a very busy night planned ahead for me. I do apologize. But I tell him that he is a very charming young man.
As I was heading to go hang out with Wallace, can I come in here, like, put my hands on the doctor's shoulder? Oh, come on, Doc. We got like an hour to kill. We got loads of time.
You're basically going to walk in right where I've redirected the conversation to what he thought about the class.
Well, he says that he thinks that most of it's supposed to bog you down with knowledge, honestly. He thinks that most stuff that he's teaching really isn't that important. I mean, for example, and he's going to motion up to the board, what he wrote up there. He says that he thinks the question is honestly a trick question. He thinks the concept of society is objective in itself. He says he's seen it many a times. He's been all over. Not just with his concerts, but his mother's concerts. Now, he says that there's something he's trying to teach, but he says he thinks we're all missing it.
I tell him I very much like that word review. It's very much a take a step back and take in the whole picture. I can appreciate that. I'll ask Rune what he thought.
while you guys are talking, Lynn's gonna go sneak out to go check out on that note that Beckett gave her. Just saying.
I'll say to the doctor, I was mostly just focused on writing all of this down. I have not put much thought into it yet.
Oh, I'll tell you not to worry. I got everything in the laptop down, so we can share notes later.
Alright, sounds good.
Well, so what do you think about the question, our homework, if you would? If we get it done now, we have all the way till Wednesday.
And the doctor forms a study group.
Well, he's going to tell you, Tarun, he's going to tell you that, he tells you don't worry about it. He says that, he thinks that all these tests are going to be a trick. All of them. He says just put down what you think. He tells you he wouldn't really worry about any of this nonsense. He says the more creative the answer, the better. He asks if you've ever even taken a philosophy class. He says think of it like modern art. Simple.
Oh, modern art's so gross.
So it's interpretive, like dance.
He tells
But
you
of the
bullshit.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh, the answer I'm going to give is going to be interesting. I was already going to be going down that route with that, Theo.
Mhm.
How society is the mask that anarchy wears.
But he says that really all that nonsense about floods, all that's just gonna go over his head. He says he really doesn't think it matters. He says that most of the time what he's learned is everyone has a hand in it. Everyone's to blame. God, we've seen that in our politics, right?
I've tried to stay out of politics.
He says it's inevitable in music, unfortunately. Love, politics, sex, and drugs. Mm-hmm. Well, he says he does have a show coming up. He says if you guys are free tomorrow night, he says he'll be playing at the basement. He says it's always a good crowd. And he's noticed a few more interesting faces have been showing up recently. He says take a chill pill, enjoy some good music. He tell you it'll be hella tight.
I'll tell him that I believe we do have plans tomorrow night, but if we're more free, we could always see if we can stop by.
Well, he's going to say that he will save some VIP seats then, just in case.
All right. That's
What
good.
time are you playing?
Oh, he tells you the best time of all. He tells you midnight. He tells you he's going to be the last show. Well, he's going to take your hand, Doctor. He'll take the cigarette out of his mouth. He'll give your hand a kiss. And he's going to get up. He's going to wish you a good rest of the night for you, Rune. He's going to go over to Ronnie. I can tell Ronnie looks like he's trying to do his homework. He's clearly working on the question. And he's going to go to Ronnie, tell him that let's get out of here. He tells him he doesn't really need to work on that. He says just give him like a quick answer. You'll be fine. You tell Ronnie just seems to be taking this a little bit more serious. But he's going to get up. He's going to leave with Wallace as well. The African gentleman, I mean, he's still sitting there. It doesn't seem like he's really doing much of anything. Messing on his phone, but that's about it. You, Theo, you want to follow.
Yeah, I rolled my shadowing out of 8 dice. I got 7 successes.
That's
Ooh.
really good.
That's where all the successes have been tonight.
Well, I mean, they're mostly 6s.
Hmm.
Couple 9s, an 8, and then a 3. Let the whole rest of the roll down.
Well, she's going to pull out her phone, make a phone call. It's a very short phone call. She's asking someone where they parked. Okay, she's going to say that she'll see him in a second. Hang up. She's not really moving in a hurry or anything. You can tell that she does at least stick to shadows, trying not to draw any attention. Not really stealthing per se. She's gonna make her way to the parking lot when you can see a car that's gonna pull up. It's a bit of a junker of a car. It's probably from 1999 if you had a wager from how old this car looks. It's amazing it's still running. And she's gonna jump in the passenger side. You can see that there's a man inside. This man looks just as, ooh, I'm spooky punk goth guy. From what you can tell, unfortunately, you don't really get much of a face from the distance, but you can see the clothes. And they're gonna drive off.
Take a good look at the plate.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Illinois license plate, but all right.
All right. At which point I will make my way back to class.
You'll be finding Lynn on her way out.
Mm-hmm.
So, what Beckett give you?
A note that I'm pretty sure leads to the certain pariah that we are trying to find.
Ooh, maybe go ahead and loop Bowman in.
I mean, we could.
You could literally just snap a picture of the note and put it in the group message that we know Bowman's likely snooping on, and include, hey, Beckett, this is the note Beckett just gave me. And I'm sure if Bowman has something to weigh in on about it, that way you're not technically asking Bowman, but Bowman would still be privy of it. So
I
if
dropped the dice. Sorry.
I see it.
it's an idea,
Mhm.
you still have a phone that
Yes.
Bowman worked on, right?
No.
Oh. Maybe ask the doctor if Bowman would be willing to work on your phone again.
I mean, don't you have a working phone?
My phone was chipped by Bowman, right? I haven't had a problem with my phone yet.
Yeah.
No, mine
Oh.
just got waterlogged.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Mhm.
so I'll just flip my phone up. If you don't mind, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
And just take a quick snap, throw it in the group message. Possible information on Pariah provided by Beckett, and then add the photo as an attachment to the group message. And just wait to see how it responds. What is going on over there, Catherine?
Very important
that
discussion.
was me being Bowman.
Yeah.
Ugh. Thank you. Thank you.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
This has been a nightmare. You have no idea what he's been going through. All right. Well, you're gonna get a pretty quick response.
Oh,
from
really?
him. Oh man. Oh, so good. It's gonna be a voice message, not a text message.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You open it.
Provide the Nosferatu information that he was looking for. Instantly makes Nosferatu happy.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to tell you in his rough voice that if you see him again before he does, give him a big kiss for him. Good. He says this actually cuts down a lot on his work. But he's glad that where he started is now not just thrown away. He says he's been working on the channels and he's trying to get you through the channels. And if it's true he's in Grant Park, channels are still going to be the best way. Just give him a little bit more time. But he thinks that he'll have a contact for you by Monday.
Just send a quick message back. Thanks for all your hard work. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. He is going to just send a text. The text is going to say he looks forward to his repayment.
What was it that the Rodoma promised him again?
You have no idea.
I have no idea. That's my point. Okay,
Yeah.
apparently not.
My issue.
Well, class is dismissed. Everyone is parted. And that's a very toxic environment, a little bit, in that classroom. But hey, we're all there to learn or something. You got a book from Beckett. You got a note from Beckett.
So
We all have homework, and there is going to be a test apparently on Wednesday when you guys next meet.
can we get this supplementary class with Beckett as the instructor, please? I think a lot of us would like that class.
Yeah, that would break so much if Beckett actually started caring.
Yeah, I know.
boy.
It would be an interesting class.
Then he wouldn't be Beckett anymore.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody.
Well, I just want to.
Sorry, go ahead.
I did want to introduce myself to the large African American gentleman and ask what he thinks of our homework question. Let's include him as well. He's a fellow student.
Hello, my fellow kid.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, you might actually be the only person in this class that he might actually respond to.
Okay, as soon as you approach, you can just, he's a big guy. Like I said, he looks like he's been pumping himself with steroids for quite some time. He could be he could like take the place of the greats. Well, he looks way better than Vin Diesel, that's for sure. But, like The Rock, Arnold. Oh, yeah. And as soon as you approach, you can feel that he has this aura about him. Kind of. It's just that he's a little intimidating.
Radiates danger.
Looks like they could squish you. But it's not like it's affecting your beast, anything like that, though your beast is going to at least warn you to approach with caution. And you're going to ask, what does he think about the class?
No, about the homework question.
About the homework. He tells you that he sees it every day in the streets. We live every night in anarchy.
Dumb, a very valid point. I don't know, from the things I've seen in my profession, it is pretty wild out there.
He tells you haven't seen shit.
I only ever see the aftermath. I always miss the event. That was a pleasure. Thank you.
Sorry, your laugh.
Like, I swear, Amala embodies the saying "water off a duck's back." Like anything gets thrown at Amala, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice."
Okay, bye.
Yeah, basically, it's like nothing affects her, nothing impacts her. I am terrified of actually seeing Amala ever being like put off, scared, or angry, because those emotions, I can't cognizate them happening from her.
Good doctors gotta stay calm for everyone's sake.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, he's gonna stay in the classroom though. Really doesn't seem like he has a place to be, wants to be. Really hard to read this guy, unfortunately. It just looks...
That rhymed.
Oh, yeah. He just looks like he could probably break the chair he's sitting in. That's really all you're gonna get from him. All right. Well, I know you guys wanted to go somewhere.
Yeah.
We're all gathered up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you guys can get back together.
Let's go meet this.
Yeah, once we're all back, I'll ask if everyone's willing to go meet the gentleman we helped last night.
Yes.
And then... Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't get as much information as I thought, but I did gain some information about one of our lovely classmates. But that will be for some other time. Let's get going.
Yeah.
One
Well,
thing
as we're-
first, Doctor. Professor told me that we should also inform about the pharmacy to the anarchs as well. So
And what contact information do we have for any anarchs? Period.
well, I was a little bit drunk at the time, but I do remember my first night being a lady and hearing about something about being the Bruja Primogen. So if if you ask Bo very nicely, I'm sure he might be able to get us another interview of sorts.
The Bruja Primogen, isn't
I thought
that
that was...
Cretus?
Yes, isn't that
That's what I
Cretus?
thought, but evidently there's two. Maybe three. Do the Sabbat have one?
Okay, so... okay.
It cut
So-
people's tongues out, that's all I know.
You want to go ahead and basically give our notes to the anarchs.
That is what
And
the
you-
professor suggested.
Yes, he did. I asked, do you know any anarchs?
Oh, we
Full
don't
stop.
really know each other. We've met.
You've met an anarch,
Don't really remember their name.
so you don't have a contact with an anarch. Okay, anybody else know an anarch that we can pass the information on to?
No, but coincidentally enough, the nice lady I was sitting next to wants us to learn about some rumor, apparently, about our teacher. And if we can learn this rumor and I guess ruin his reputation, it solidifies our place in the Camarilla or something. I'm not 100% sure. I don't like her very much.
Oh, but
Yeah,
you two
definitely.
seem to be getting on as thick as thieves, though.
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
I think there was like a little snap in Rune's head when he heard about that. He has an idea.
Okay.
My chat says
So-
fuck the Camarilla.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Your chat's spicy.
I'm gonna say who's protecting us right now, because I'm pretty sure it's the Camarillas who we're trying to get the approval of. But I'm not gonna
Protecting
betray no
us.
Camarilla teachers, so I don't want anything to do with that nonsense.
So basically, what you're asking is, we should ask Bowman to pass our report on to
Either we can give him the note, and he can deliver it, or he can get us to the said person that I just said.
All right.
You should know.
Rune, give me the note.
No.
Now, I have a suggestion. Can't we just go talk to Mr. Bennett? I mean, he knew of most of the Brujahs and Anarchs within the Chicago. Can't he at least point us in the right direction?
Well, we could ask him where the... Yeah, that's also another option. Or you could just ask Bowman.
Well,
yes, but Bowman's very busy, and if we can't sue something this simple
we need to ask
ourselves-
somebody, okay? Okay, we'll ask Bennett first then. Okay, fine.
All right. So I'll
That's
take
more
the
difficult than it
note.
needs to be. No.
You
Why do you
want
want
to
the
hold
note?
on? Okay. You know what? You keep the note. I'll just make another one.
Yeah, use that smart wisdom of yours there. Praise
Are
Odin.
you feeling okay, Mr. Rune? You
I
seem
know,
a
I'm
little on
very
edge
stressed.
tonight. I can
You
tell.
need to take a breath, mate. Otherwise, you're going to implode.
I only have 2.
I am going to literally write out the note a third time. I am marking this as a third favor that Rune owes me now. And then I'm going to
whack him in the face with the note.
I'm going to then take a picture of it and add it to the group text, titling the report requested by Cretus with details given. He also suggested this be passed on to the Anarch groups on our behalf. And I'm just putting them in the group text. I'm not saying Bowman should do it. I'm just saying, here's the information. Here is what we provided. Here is what was suggested we do with it. If Bowman wants to pass that on, he can. If he doesn't have time, he doesn't. And we could still take the note that Rune has to go ahead and pass that on. But I'm going to go ahead and finish doing that. And I'm going to say, but I honestly think the Anarchs already have it.
Well, why would he ask for it to be passed on if they already had it?
Because he didn't know that Penny took a picture of the note.
Who the fuck is Penny?
Yeah, I'm not sure who Penny is.
Sadistic, blood-covered, evil-looking girl that was sitting right next to me.
Why'd she take a picture of the note?
Why'd you let her take a picture of the note?
Because
that seems like something.
Okay, listen very carefully. She's wearing her otherness.
I'm just hailing a cab at this point.
She's wearing her otherness on the slave. She's calling herself a god. Everything of her reads Anarch, possibly Sabbat.
So you could have possibly given it to the Who is the Sabbat? Are they Anarchs?
They cut people's tongues out. No, they're not. I hope not.
So wait, you could have given this to people who cut people's tongues out? I'm confused. What is happening right now?
I'm trying to clarify. If you would go and listen instead of just being confused, maybe I can help you.
Well, you seem unsure of exactly who she is or what alignment she holds.
Where's that text?
I should have just wrote the fucking note.
You know what? The last time I do you a favor then, Rune.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
The information will be provided to as many people as we could possibly provide it to. Can we go ahead and get this thing out?
That's not the point of it, though.
What point?
It's getting it to the right people that know it's from us.
Who doesn't know it's from us?
I mean, this Penny person, if whoever she passes it to will probably never hear it was from us.
Including our names that are in the report.
You know, erasers exist and other devices.
Well, he said she took a picture of it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, Photoshop, great.
Do you think she is going to take the time to Photoshop our names out?
You could do it in MS Paint. Yes, if there's a good enough fucking reason to do something.
No. Okay, you know what? Never
I don't
mind.
know, Penny.
That's true. You
Well,
did.
the taxi's gonna pull over. So that lady's been flagging one over.
I'm at this point. I am so put out by Rune and the doctor's incessant questions that I am literally just joining Lynn. And if they want to continue to go ahead and screech and squawk, they can.
Oh,
I
doctor.
mean, the taxi driver's gonna ask where to.
I will
I'll
go ahead
and
and
the address.
from I was going to say eidetic memory his address.
I was also there, so I could also say possibly
Yeah.
where it was.
Now, I just have to ask. We can give our information out willy-nilly without consulting each other, because I've been trying to keep it on the down low.
What information do you think I gave out?
I never saw this note. I have no idea.
I give
Here.
the doctor the note.
She's presented with 2 notes in front of her that are identical.
I'm faster than you.
Show that I have discreetly.
I'll roll for it.
Well,
But-
can you just take me to this place and go?
We're all in the cab. We're all going,
Yeah, we're
and
in the cab, and we're arguing. Ugh. Fucking Christ, fellas. Oh, fuck me. I hate you all.
Well, you guys are going to
Horse.
a condo. It's not an apartment. It's an actual condo. Very nice, well kept. Definitely a higher middle class, if you had to guess. Most of you have already been here. I think everyone but Rune, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Well, you guys are gonna go to the same apartment, give a knock on the door, and almost immediately the door is being opened up. Now, you can actually get the more features of this gentleman because he's not beaten, bloody like he was the first night you saw him. I mean, he still has, he has like scraggly, more curly, thick hair, but he's definitely a mix from what you can tell. He does have like a bit of like an afro, though very clean cut, but his eyes they definitely seem more of Asian descent, some of his just features. And he looks cleaned up. He's in like still casual clothes, t-shirt, some sweatpants. And I mean, as soon as he opens up the door, you can tell he's a little startled with the amount of people that are here. But he's going to invite all of you in. And he's going to introduce himself to all of you because it seems he doesn't really remember much about last night. Introduce himself as Noah Parker.
Mr. Parker.
Oh, no, you got your shit kicked in.
Really rude. Seriously.
He's going to tell you it wouldn't be the first time. He tells you how to come in, take a seat. He asks if he can get anyone some. Never mind. And he's gonna let you all take a seat, and he'll take one in an armchair. He's going to ask which one was the one he met last night.
Well, I think me and the good doctor here were the ones that found you first in the alleyway.
I helped.
Yes, everyone helped.
Probably wasn't
But
there.
I believe
Excuse
you're
me?
talking. You're talking Theo. I mean, he looks at the doctor, good doctor. It seems familiar, but he's looking at you, Theo. He's gonna ask if you were the one.
how much do you honestly remember?
He says, just give him a second. He has something he wants to give you. It says if there's anything you need, make yourself at home. And he's gonna go to his bedroom rather quickly, really quickly, actually for a human. And he makes his way back in no time as he's going to hand you, Rune, something you've already seen before, actually. It's a Silver War brooch, maybe for a hat pin. It has a more of like a floral swirl design. It looks like something can go in the center. He's going to tell you.
You said Rune. Did you mean
Oh,
Theo?
yeah, sorry, Theo. Sorry,
was
that was
like-
my bad. My bad. He's going to tell you that originally he was going to give this to Mama, but he thinks that you could use this instead. He's not even sure if she's still alive.
Why don't you start from the beginning and tell us your story so we can figure out where we go from here?
He says he knows you didn't come for a sob story. He says you came and he's hoping that we all are here to make a deal. He says that he can offer you a lot. He says if it's money, stocks, whatever it is you need, he can get it. He can shut down entire countries if that's what you need. He can get it done.
Right now, we really don't need anything. Thank you for the
Except
offer.
for one thing.
Rune, not the time. Please.
What do you
No,
mean
he
it's
tells
not the time?
He tells Rune, please. What do you need?
You're looking for a contact with the Anarch somewhere high up. Possibly. Might be good. The Bruja Primach.
Rune, do you realize who you're talking to?
He just said he could take down a fucking country.
That
He tells you that the only group he really has connections with is a cult of Shalim. He does not know anything about anarchs, and he does apologize, but he says that he can learn. Just give him time. He'll get you all the information that you need.
I think that you misunderstand and gauge his potential, Rune. He is not one that would be connected to that part of society.
He just admitted he knows of a cult.
Oh,
That's the cult that What's-Her-Face sent us to look after that got us the Haven. Your Edict memory would probably remind you of that.
Yeah.
He tells you all that he's originally from Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan. He says that's where he met his mistress. She says to you, Theo, that she was a lot like you. He thinks you are of the same blood.
It is possible. There is also someone in Michigan. Do you know of the rabbi? Does that ring a bell at all?
Yes.
What's your opinion of that individual?
I've never met him personally, but Mama was well acquainted.
What was her acquaintanceship with him? Friendly, indifferent?
Follower.
Oh. You have value.
He nods.
And that can be appreciated. But at the same time, how do I take this? You come off too helpful, needy even, and that makes me hesitate. I
He
am
tells you
worried.
he's completely needy. He says if he doesn't get his blood, he dies. And he says he's willing to do whatever it takes to earn it. Just give him a chance and he will earn it. He can guarantee you that.
I need to know that you're stable and that you can take care of yourself.
That's entirely up to you.
How often do you need blood?
Once a month.
That's doable.
Doctor, I want your opinion.
Stand up. Motion for Theo to follow me just off to the side. Have a quick private discussion here.
Yep.
Off to the side. Now, I will tell Theo that I have done minor work with junkies at the hospital. They do come in all the time. I tell you that he seems to be displaying classic traits of addiction, withdrawals, things of that nature. Now, I tell you I'd like to help this man if possible, which means
So-
you would have to stay in contact with him. If it only takes once a month, maybe, if you're not uncomfortable with it, since Rune seems to be more than willing to agree to this bargain, maybe he would be willing to be the one to.
Oh, I have, since my blood seems to taste similar to what he's used to, adapting him to a different type of blood might not have the effect that we desire. So, as much as Rune is willing, I don't think that would be wise.
You may be right on this, unfortunately, and this may sound morbid in a way. I would like to be able to run some tests, see what the difference between his blood, my sister's blood, our blood, the previous blood, Lynn's blood,
How about this? We'll supply him blood as long as he agrees to be under your medical care.
I think this is agreeable.
And then the information he has about the group that he mentioned, unprompted without us mentioning the name, that means that he does have useful information, at least for me, that I would like to get out of him. The problem that I have is someone that is addicted to a substance. They will say anything to get that substance. How can we find out that the information, example, his claim that he could take down an entire country or something like that seems...
Well, I tell you that that's actually easier to test, I would think. He said he needs blood once a month. He has 29 days to prove himself.
All right.
The clock has just started, proverbially, so to speak. So we have a little bit more time to come to a more concrete solution. We don't have to make anything set in stone tonight, so to speak.
Okay. I think I know where to proceed with this. Thank you so much for your input, Doctor.
Of course.
Well, while they're talking, he is going to talk to you, Rune and Lynn, and he's just going to explain that one thing that many vampires have overlooked, since a lot of the jobs they're doing is under the table, he's really good at hiding finances. And he does explain that he's a chief financial advisor for Consolidix Worldwide. It is an international investment firm, and Consolidus offers a variety of no-load stock options and mutual funds with a low level of initial purchase. This appeals to young and inexperienced investors.
Jesus Christ.
And he's really good at taking the money that that people invest into this and plunging it into other companies. He's a money mover. He's going to admit to you he does very illicit activities. That's what he can offer you. He can use this company to hide funds and help you.
As a venture, that's awesome.
That is definitely useful.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to ask him if he knows anything about the synagogue.
Yes. That's where the rabbi is. That's where he does his rituals.
Okay.
They have a synagogue without a rabbi.
He says he can show you. And he's going to look off into his room. And you're going to watch as the shadows of the room start to morph shape, and it looks like he can make shapes within the shadows. He can move it. Looks like a rug that slides on the floor. Nothing too crazy impressive, but it does look like if he needs to quickly hide himself, he can bring the shadows to him.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah,
Sounds
yes.
like somebody familiar.
He's going to say that is what they do there. He says it is a gift he got from Mama. Don't you look at me.
I will tell him that gift might be helpful. If we hadn't come along, you might have well come across the Chicago Strangler.
Oh, he says that was the reason why he was at the red number 5. He knows that he shares the same talents. He said he's been trying to find anyone that knows anything.
Hey, Doctor, you
All
need your partner for a date?
Well, the two of you return.
All right. So this is how I think we're going to handle things here, Noah. You will be under the doctor's care. She's going to go ahead and make sure that you're healthy, fit as much as possible. She may need to take some blood samples from you. You have effectively 29 days to show me that you can remain stable, constructive in society, blend in. I don't want to hear of you begging for blood from anyone, going to the red number 5, stuff like that. I don't want to hear about that happening again. Finding you in an alley, I better fucking not have that happen again.
He said
29 days?
call him at the lowest of lows. He says he hopes that you do not hold this against him. He says it had been 2 months. He
I understand.
apologizes.
Yeah, I don't need your apologies. I need your actions. Actions will always speak louder than words. And I need you to pull yourself up. And I got a semblance when we dropped you off. I did look over your place, and it seems like a very valuable portion of your life you've kind of let fall apart, haven't you? Oh, her camera just froze and I can't hear her.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
Just staring.
standing still.
yeah.
He's gonna tell you it's not that simple.
Really? Do you want to go ahead and tell me what's going on?
He says that he sees no reason to introduce his wife and child to this life. He was cursed into it. He's going to keep them out of it, even if it means letting them go.
Then, if that's the case, I should not be able to find out that you have a wife and child. If you are going to be a part of this life and you do not want them to be a part of it, then if someone came looking for you, they should not be able to find evidence of them. If you seek to protect them by keeping them out of this life, that means that there should have been no way I could have found out of them just by entering your apartment. Think about some of the people that live this life, what they could have done for their own protection. If that's the route you're taking, make sure that there's no evidence of them in your life currently. I know that that might be painful for you.
It's kind of acting weird now.
Yeah, Zoom's acting up. Is everything coming? Is it stable for everyone else, or is it cutting out for
It's
everybody
good
else?
for
too?
me, except for ET's
fine.
camera's frozen.
Yeah,
There we go.
kind of bouncing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't catch his response to any of that. Were you able to hear me okay?
you're fine. No, I mean he's giving you time, and he's going to say to you that he is not completely ready to give in to the void, but he thinks that's why Mama left in the first place. He says as if he must throw away everything that he has, and that is what he will do. He will succumb.
I don't want you to succumb. I want you to go ahead and be strong. For those that matter, you have to be strong. The void is something that is quite the pull. Even one such as I feel it. But if you let that become, well, we just lost ET. But if you just simply succumb to the void, then it will just simply devour you. Wow. Audio is cutting out pretty bad on the Zoom call. I'm sorry.
He's gonna say to you that his experience with the void and your experience is very different.
Maybe it's because of the level of closeness that I have to the void. But that's besides the point. Clean this place up, straighten yourself up, show that you can blend in and look like any other human as best you can. Handle your normal business as though nothing is the matter. And if I come back in 29 days and everything seems to be in order, I will give you what you need again. And then we'll go ahead and talk about what the next 29 days is going to look like. Will that work for you?
He sells all of you to keep an eye on your bank statements.
I don't have a bank account yet. Do we?
I have
He
two.
says he will fix that for you.
Oh, awesome. Can you put it under the name Ryan Bancroft?
Ryan Rancroft?
Bancroft.
Bancroft.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So am I getting this correct? We've basically got a ghoul investment banker
That's great.
that is good at laundering money.
I'm gonna ask if he's Christian.
It's a strange obsession of his. Humor him.
Silence, say that. This is important.
He says he's not sure what he is. He's seen too much to doubt that there isn't a god. But then he's seen too much to believe that there is a god.
Well, next time we meet, I might have a present, and maybe you will reconsider some of those thoughts about gods. Woo!
Hey, Jibber.
We're
No,
up for it. Let's go.
I'm proud to see you falling so far into religion. It can really do people a lot of good. You've really taken it full board the last couple of nights. I'm proud of you. And that lady you were incanting to, she took notice as well. Lovely dress.
I'll give her a look. Like,
That is besides the point.
Yeah, he
But-
looks so confused. Like, what?
There is a lot going on. A lot. And a lot of conversation does not need to happen in mixed company until we know that Noah can maintain himself. There is a danger of too much information.
Well, he's going to tell you that if you need something found, if you need money pushed, if you even just need him to keep an eye on something, he's more than willing to help. You have his number.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for your time. I will be looking forward to checking in on you in another 29 days.
He says that he's going to hold you to that.
Stay clean. No begging for blood.
Well, I'm going to say, since this gentleman doesn't seem to have any ill intent towards us, if I could just have 5 minutes of doctor-patient confidentiality to get some treatment started, I would appreciate that greatly.
Good doctor, I
you need a
trust you.
Ziploc baggie? Maybe some snow?
We're good. There will be no blood work this time.
Oh,
We will
okay.
set up a schedule.
Absolutely. I trust that you will take care of him. Let's leave the doctor to Noah. Shall we go ahead and getting a ride out of here?
Do we have everything else we needed to do? I say as we walk out the door.
I think class and our visit with Noah were the priority. I believe.
Oh yeah, the doctor wanted to do some scouting.
Yes, I do believe the doctor did have some stuff that she wanted to take care of still. If it's nothing major. But
Oh, do you want to steal a car? Or do we want to take an Uber there?
okay. Acquiring a motor vehicle illicitly is something that is done in an emergency. This is not an emergency.
Emergency.
Just because I have talents with vehicles does not
So
mean
do I. I can just jam my knife in the ignition and turn it.
If you want to do that, go right ahead, Rune.
we have money. We can afford to go ahead and pay for an Uber. Why are you obsessed with stealing vehicles?
I'm obsessed.
You
I don't
brought
want
it
to
up.
hear it from you.
It was an emergency. I did it once.
Maybe we'll just
And-
all go buy more horses. That'd be a great solution.
Rune, sometimes you are so non sequitur.
All right, you wanted to ask him some questions?
You think I know what that means?
I'm just gonna go hail another taxi, I guess.
While the good doctor goes in and asks questions, I'm going to step away to use the restroom real quick. I will be right back.
Same. I'm gonna follow Lynn. She doesn't drive me up the wall like Theo fucking does. Jesus Christ.
Well, I am going to tell the gentleman that it's good to see him in high spirits. I let him know that I am the good doctor, the one that is in his phone that will most likely be communicating with him back and forth. I tell him that once again, it's a pleasure to speak with you in a more lucid state. Now, I tell him that I predominantly work with blood. I will be hoping to do some blood work. I'll let him know that my main goal is to, at some point, and I feel no shame in sharing this with you, fix this affliction that not only affects you, but me and the rest of our companions. And I'm hoping with a little bit of help from your end, I can further along my research.
All right. How can he help?
For the most part, I will just take some simple blood samples and mostly go from there. We will have to talk about a little bit of your story if you're willing to share it, mostly how you came upon your powers, this mama fella, whoever she happens to be. And realistically, a lot of it comes down to blood work, things of that nature, learning about the blood, the different ways it affects us. And yes, there is one other thing I would like to mention where my good friend sees things a little bit pessimistically. I would actually like to help you get back to your family. In my opinion, family is one of the most important things out there. And I think there is more than a stable way for you to be able to balance this and your family. You said you have a wife and child. I don't think you really wish to see them gone forever. And despite what Mr. Theo says, what my friend says, I have seen into the abyss. There is light, there's life in there. You just have to know where to look. And I hope we can help you find it. I'm trying to help him find it, but we're getting there.
Okay. Well, I mean, he tells you that whatever you need him to do, he will do. He says he wants nothing more than be able to have his family back, but he says that he's not even certain if Mama's still alive. He says that she disappeared on October 8th of this year. And he says that there's been no word. He has talked to another of her kind. He does actually have the name. This is the gentleman that got him the brooch. His name was Braden White. He says just like his mistress, he is what they call a La Sombra. And this, unlike the La Sombras that he usually has interacted with, this Mr. White was not part of this cult of Shalim. But he knows that this cult is...
Jesus.
vindictive. He says now that Mama has forsaken him, sometimes he feels like things are watching him, waiting for him to slip up. And he's surprised that nothing has happened quite yet, and he has been holding on to the hope that she is still alive. And he says he has admit the search has taken a lot of his mind, but he says that it's an experience like one he has never seen, felt. He says it's not just an addiction. He tells you it's life and death. He understands what your friend speaks, but he doesn't understand what he's trying to help with. He says that if he does not get blood, it's over for him. Unfortunately, there are times where he has to get desperate. But he says as long as he has stability, he can promise you that he will be a useful boon.
Well, I tell him that
I muted.
The number one thing in helping on the road to recovery is stability, and we hope to provide that for you. My friend is... All of my friends at the moment are a little on edge. It's been a very eventful few nights for us, but we'll be able to help. He will definitely see you before 29 days. Do not worry. It's hard to keep tabs on someone if you don't, pay attention from time to time at least. Well, thank you very much. Next time we meet, I will take some blood samples from you, run some tests, get some paperwork back to you, things of that nature, and hopefully we can start your road to recovery.
Well, he's going to thank you. He's going to shake your hand. He's going to tell you to, once again, keep an eye on your bank statements. He promises that you will never run out of resources. Not as long as he has your help.
Well, if you ever do need anything, just go ahead and text. You do have my number. And I know this is kind of a strange thing. You mostly just work with money, not things, right?
My God, are you going to seriously ask for a sword?
He's gonna say it depends on what things you're looking for. He says if you're thinking of art, anything like that, yes, he's brokers. He can broker, excuse me.
Can you sell my artwork?
We're currently just
Now,
That was a question up in the air. I wasn't next. I was.
I'll ask if he could just keep his ears open for me. I tell him that I'm looking to acquire. I know this sounds quite silly, but the religious artifacts. Swords, particularly. I know it's a strange hobby, but if I guess you ever hear about one going to auction somewhere, if you could let me know, that would be much appreciated.
He says he promises you he will find something.
Oh, thank you very much. I will tell him to have a lovely rest of his night. If he needs anything, he has our number, and to enjoy the rest of his evening.
Well, he's gonna open the door for you, but he's not gonna do it with his hand. You're gonna watch as the shadows just wrap around and open the door. As he will walk you out, wish all of you a good rest of your night, and he'll actually close the door behind.